Oh, I'm on camera. Hey, I didn't even know I was live. I'm glad I was watching the stream on glad I was watching the stream on my phone. Glad I ain't say nothing crazy. Hey, Eddie, we live now. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Look, man, I'm just going with it, man. I'm going with it right now.
yeah, it just
That's
don't
all I
happen.
can tell. I'm going with it.
And I think the YouTube stream is going to be connected from us moving again. I think it's going to be all connected because, like I said, so I had the stream up, and I just figured that we.
It's just the part that just annoys me is just like I think this should be fine. Like I don't see any issues going on. Let me put this in the other one.
All right, hold on. I'll ask the chat.
There we go. Now let me det this one. I ain't even done. I'm not gonna. No, not. I'm gonna det the one that we just did. Just keep the Streamlabs one.
Okay.
All right. Let's try this again, man. Let's try this again. All right. So
All right.
I don't know if you guys want to try to. Do you guys want to try to do the? I did have a super chat. I can't remember what it was. I was gonna read it. I apologize, guys. Like usually, the issues never happen with me when it comes to it because I do a lot of pre-existing stuff, but for some reason, it's been rough out here, man. So you guys just tell me how it goes. I got your stuff, Christopher. I got your stuff. Don't worry. We're gonna say I'm hoping that everything goes good. I definitely apologize to Hustle and Shanique for having to switch.
Hey, no worries.
Shanique, tell the people who you are again, because I'm not stitching them together. So we're gonna just briefly do another intro because we want people to know who's on the pod.
Hargeet Chani and from Game On Daily. I'm here. So hopefully we can get my name right.
Hargeet Shani.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
It's just like when it comes to me, I can barely speak English. So any name that's not like an English thing is just I always have a hard time with it. Like that's why when it comes to like especially Japanese name, that's just a lost cause to me. Like I'm not reading Japanese names very, very good. But are you a permanent panel member over there now on guys?
No, not permanent. It's still Asa and Gaz are the permanent ones, and then I just come in like Safe, right? He comes in every now and then. So I'd be coming in every now and then.
All right, so sorry about that. It is in the chat. So Hustle, continue your Kingdom Hearts slander.
It's not even slander. I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I will have a video. Hopefully that video will be done by Friday. I'm about 3 hours in. I'm really enjoying the game. And the next live stream that I'll be doing should be later on that Friday night, hopefully around 5-6-ish o'clock. I'm trying to like really work out a schedule because streaming it's not the easiest thing to do. It's just I got to make sure that I'm available for it. It's fun though. It's fun, and I see why a lot of people kind of like fell in love with the franchise and with the series and whatnot. It's dope to see Mickey Mouse and well, not Mickey Mouse. It's dope to see Donald and Goofy and Pluto and all of them. And it's good to see them like in like a different light. I don't want to say more mature light, but it's dope to see that that's fully voice acted. Nintendo, y'all can learn something from that. Get some voice acting in your games. It's cool though. It's cool, and I'm having a good time, and I can't like wait to release like the video on it. So I'm having a great time with that, and but I want to like talk, to the Hargeet. Hey, I saw you. I normally see you in like the ILP chats like all the time. I had no clue that you like did like the podcasting thing whatsoever. I didn't even know you made content.
Yeah.
How long have you been making content?
Oh gosh, not too long. It's this year, so yeah, like beginning of the year is when I think I started putting out some videos. Okay. And then just sort of like from the super chats into podcasting, it's sort of escalated pretty fast.
Okay, so you came straight out the comment section. Now,
yeah, literally.
I like that. That's actually straight out the comment section.
That's right. like a lot of us do. That's like a lot of us have done, man. So wait, do you have a YouTube channel? And if so, like, what do you cover on there? Like, what's the
Yeah, I try to look at like analyzing the industry instead of current news. So I generally don't do the news stuff. There's plenty of good podcasters doing that already. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to think of things like should Ubisoft be bought? Is that a good thing or not?
Mhm.
And then like things like is the drive to get better graphics, is that a good idea or a bad idea? Right, as we keep making the games better, like Addict, you were saying, like you want the gameplay, right? And I'm with you on that. I'd rather have the game and have tight gameplay than have it like every like leaf on a tree is working perfect. I don't care. I'm not looking at the tree. I'm looking at the game. I want to play the game, right? And so like, but that's what they pay attention to. That's why it takes like 8 years to get a game now. And I'd rather just have the game. Give me the game in a 2 to 3 year mark, and so stuff like that. So those are kind of my my videos. So yeah.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good to know.
I think we don't have enough of that type of content. Like I do Xbox news, and I'm kind of gonna restructure my channel. The news thing's just OD'd me. Like it just has, because look, I'm usually interested in a lot of things, but it's just gotten to the point I just don't care. Like I just don't. Something will happen and people will like, I had to make a video on it. So I remember I got like 5 messages asking me to make a video on this stuff where about JRPGs need to be on Xbox. And I'm like, there's like 80 videos on my channel. Like, you guys want me to make another one? Like, I've made plenty. So it's just like we need more like opinionated, like well opinionated type of content. And I think I'm going to go down that direction a little bit. I'm still going to make the news content, but it's strictly going to be Xbox. And I'm probably going to do a lot more live streams on my personal channel, just talking about, stuff going on from the day to day. But we got a super chat from Christopher Jones. How's the hunt for the new chair going, Addict? The new chair. Look, man, your boy's struggling, man. Like, see, this chair isn't like 100% bad. I don't know if you guys could see it, but I'm used to being up a little bit more. My feet hurt right now. The chair's kind of messed up in general, and it's just like I'm struggling, man. I'm struggling. So your boy did find one. It wasn't cheap, so definitely hit that super chat up, guys. Wasn't a cheap chair. But I'm hoping that chair will bounce me back. It is a mesh chair. If I don't know if is that how they pronounce them? It's mesh. Yeah. I don't know. It's a chair that looked comfortable, and every review I looked on it was talking about it being built more for taller people. People didn't know I was over 6 foot, Cussle. People thought I was short. How? Yeah. How?
You know why? Hey, because
I've been on the internet for years. How do people not know I'm not a tall dude?
Because the camera is pointing down on you, dude. Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. Well, it's not just that. A, you do voiceover videos. B, when you're with the Iron Lords, you're sitting down. So, because a lot of people don't know that I'm like 6'3" either. I'm like, yo, I'm not no little cat. Like, excuse me, I can see it. Yo, I tell you who else I didn't know was like tall. I saw you took a picture with Maddie. I didn't know someone was that tall.
Yeah, Maddie's around my height.
Yeah, this is odd enough for me, man.
He will be coming on the show here soon. So yeah, it was. I just thought it was interesting that people thought I was like 5'5", 5'6". No, I'm not. I'm very tall. I tower over my girlfriend. I've towered over people in general in my whole life. I've always been the tallest person in the room. When you're not the tallest person in the room? When you go to an event. Because when you go to an event, you come across the other 1%ers. Because that's what we are. We're 1%ers. Like, I think last time I checked, like the world population, only like 5% of people is over 6 foot tall.
Yeah,
that is absurd. So when I'm having the worst day of my life,
and disproportionately, a lot of them are here in the U.S.
Yep.
In Europe, right? It's just the way it goes. But yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, so it was a nice little time, man. I really enjoyed it. We got a lot of content for you guys at PAX East, but let's get on with the show, man, because we got a lot to talk about today. Keep in mind, K Mega will be showing up in this podcast sooner or later. He because I didn't cancel on him, but last week I was going to have a show on Tuesday, but it was just so chaotic that last day. There was just no way. I was. Yeah, your boy Maeve waited to the last minute to do to start packing. So that was a pretty chaotic thing. No, look, I will let me justify myself. All right, because I see Hustle over there judging me. I did laundry the day before the last day, so all I really realistically had to do was just pack a bunch of stuff. But when it came down to it, I needed to go shopping because there's some things I needed to get. I need to get like new socks and stuff. And it's just like it was just a crazy day. Left, right, left, right, left, right. And I got off at 12 that day. So I didn't have a whole lot of time. But let's get into the show, man, because we got a lot to talk about. So you guys know how we do this. We give the guest the opportunity to choose what we talk about first. So, Shani, please say I got it that.
That's good enough, yeah.
Hargeet, correct?
Yeah, you can just do Hargeet. Yeah, Hargeet's the first name.
All right, so what do we talk about first? The Bethesda Xbox leaks, the God of War in 2022 thing that continues to go, or the PlayStation forcing demos, or Halo dying.
PlayStation forcing demos.
Ooh,
let's
talk
go
about PlayStation forcing demos. All right, so for those of you that know, PlayStation Plus had a huge restructure. They put PlayStation Now in there. Initially, they're making you play double for PlayStation Plus, for PlayStation Now. People don't want to talk about that. They want to be like, oh, they're doing us a kind favor. No, they literally just split up PlayStation Now into 3 different tiers. You had all access to all that for $10 a month, and that wasn't good enough. But now you have access to all those for up to $18 a month. So if you say it that way, it's kind of bad. All right, so one of the tiers, I believe it was an $18 tier, wasn't it? Was the ability to have access to demos.
Yep.
Now, we didn't know what that was. We didn't know how they were going to handle that, but we're getting reports from like developers and stuff that apparently PlayStation is mandating. And for those of you that don't know what that is, that means they are making people do this. They are making people who make games. I think it was over $35. If you had a game that was over $35, you had to have a 2-hour demo. And for those of you that don't know, oh, that's not a big deal. That means you are making the Call of Duties have a 2-hour demo. You're making all third party in general, second party. You're making all those have 2-hour demos. Now, that's not a big thing. I do think that might result into some sales, but I do know that that's going to be more work for people in general. And then they said, well, we're gonna make PlayStation do it. The PlayStation Studios acting like that doesn't mean they're just shifting the work somewhere else. It's like they act like because we're doing it, that's not more work. So now let's get Hustle in here first. Hustle, you was I wouldn't say you was for the PlayStation Now thing. They split it, but I do think you was like in the middle, weren't you?
Yeah. Typically with stuff like that, I am. I'm cool with competition in the marketplace in terms of what PlayStation Now is becoming. Like with the tier system, I'm cool. I'm even cool with that. What I'm not cool with, however, is that any game that costs over $40, because I read that any game that costs over $40, they're making people do a demo for that game. For those of you all who may or may not know, like it pretty much takes like 4 months to do a demo. And I know I mentioned this on here before, but if we were complaining about like games taking 5 and 6 years to make already, and then you got to add even more time onto it. And like the fact that they're being forced to do anything, man, you shouldn't have to be forced to do nothing. And demo shouldn't be held behind the paywall, no way. Like that's how I've always felt about that. Regardless if it was the pack-in and you paid for it with the pack-in, it doesn't matter. They should be able to just like drop whenever they want to drop. I also read that those demos, had to be available for at least 12 months. Now I read this on
12 months.
Yeah, they said 12 months after it dropped, it got to be available for that long. They said it got to be at least 12 months to where you can jump in and play or whatever the case may be. I'm not cool with that. I'm not really cool with PlayStation just making any developer do that over a game that costs a certain amount of money. Sometimes it works, but other times, man, it just feel like you're just adding on to the already, lengthy process of like making a game in general. So I mean, I'm not rolling. I don't want to say I hope it fails. I hope that there's enough backlash to where the developers are treated fairly. If they really want to do that, they can do that. But if they don't want to do that, I hope that they're treated fair enough the way it won't be backlash in the future with said developers. Like if you're making a new Call of Duty game, Call of Duty is Call of Duty. But if you're making anything else, like if I decide to charge $60 for Shredder's Revenge, shout out to the Ninja Turtles, and if I'm Tribute Games, Emo, and the rest of them over there, and you gonna make me put out a demo? Like, nah, it's almost like it's no point for me to like I never could co-sign that because like that's just adding on to it. And then like, what if you don't want to have a demo? What if you just don't want to do that? Yeah, they just gonna make you do it now. So I mean, no, I'm not rolling, man. I'm not rolling this PlayStation, service. They got Shaun prove. They got a lot to prove, and I hope everybody, if this service is bad, because I'll get it just because I'm on the podcast. I'll get it just to test it out, and if I don't like it, y'all gonna be the first to know. Just know that.
All right, Hargeet. How do you feel about this? I didn't really get your opinion too much on this, so it's going to be interesting to hear your opinion in terms of PlayStation pretty much saying if you want to come in our club, you need to be this tall, and you need to have the gold watch, the spinning necklace. How you feel about this?
It is just strange how everything Sony does this gen, it just makes you scratch your head. You're like, like they were so consumer friendly last gen. And you're like, what happened? Right. So you're going to charge people to be able to play the 2 hours of a game. That's essentially what they're doing, right? Is you can play the first 2 hours of the game, right? And they're just going to time lock it somehow, and the store is going to handle it. But that's exactly what you can do on Steam, and you can do that on Xbox. You just get the game and say, "Oh, it's not for me," and return it. Right? We have that. We've had that option for forever, right? And they just don't do that on PlayStation. They make you pay to get that exact feature that we just get for free. Just like cloud saves. We just get that for free. We don't think about that. It just happens, right? But on PlayStation, you got to pay for it, right? It's just like everything they're doing is just so backwards. It's crazy.
It is weird that they still make you play for cloud saves.
It is.
I still don't understand that mindset.
So, anyway, so this is just, another one of the things that they're doing that just like makes you scratch your head. That you're asking somebody to pay extra to get a game demo. That is pretty nuts. Demos should just be free, and it's up to the developer. It used to be in the 360 gen, they forced that, right? Microsoft said, hey, every game's got to have a demo, right? So that everybody can try it out before and then that kind of fell off because developers hated it. They're like, it takes time. And so like, fine. Okay. So it went away with the Xbox One PS4 gen. And now I guess the store mechanism, they're just going to kind of give you a trial, which I assume is just the beginning of the game. They're just going to let you play the beginning of the game.
Yeah. And, the first 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. So it's essentially what you get with the other platforms, except you got to pay for it, right? You already get that with the other ones. You just, return the game if you don't like it. So,
what's crazy? There's a lot of games out there that's only like 6 to 8 hours long.
Yep.
So you're going to let a lot of these people play over 25% of the game.
Yeah.
Just to give value to an $18 tier. Now, I'm not going to say that this isn't good. I do think that this gives that $18 tier value because people saw the same value in EA Access or EA Play now, where that extra little bit of time you're going to play a game really resonates, and it gives you the opportunity to decide if you want that game or not. But play EA Access and EA Play were only charging $5 a month. This is $18 a month that they're charging you just to occasionally play, because I don't think it's going to be every game. I do feel like there's going to be studios that's going to be like, what? You want us to let someone put in? I don't even think it's a standpoint of making something longer, because if it's only the 2 hour game, you just make that 2 hours, playable on a different kind of format, and you let that happen. I think what's going to be the issue is I think that it's going to be, like I said, people are going to be a huge fan of letting people play that much portion of their game. And it could be for a variety of different reasons. One, because some of these games, they're not that long. So you're going to let them play a good amount of the game, even with that 2 hours. Two, some of these games aren't that good. So you're giving them the option not to fully commit. I don't think a lot of people are going to really put that in there. Yeah. So go ahead and take over, because I got to figure out what's wrong with my mic now.
Yeah. Okay, I thought I was the only one to notice that.
Yeah, you're a little choppy.
I got you. So we got a $2 super chat from Jonas the Dad. How do you do a 2 hour trial of an open world RPG? Let me attempt to answer your question. I'm assuming you got to, for real, because I'm assuming you got to build.
Or how does that sound?
Build the whole game and much better.
Yeah.
Much better. I'm assuming, don't you got to like build the whole game and you just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Not unless like I feel like maybe you don't give out the whole game. I figure if it's an RPG and if it's an open world RPG, you can do it like a Persona style. You don't make the world open. What you do is you just make like the first half a palace or dungeon or kingdom or whatever. You make that open. You be like, hey, if you like this, his system, and it's like you just got to kind of do a hard stop on that. So I mean, if it was me, I'm definitely not giving up the whole everything, man. And huh?
Yeah, sorry. I'll add to the EA access thing. There's one other. There's a couple of points. First, it's not 2 hours, right? It's like 10. And then second, you actually, will get that game in EA access eventually, right? After 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, they're going to put that game in EA access. So it's not just you get to try the game out, but after a while, it's going to be in your service. That's not guaranteed with any of these, right? That's just hey, you get a trial of. It's supposed to be all games that are in the store. I think that are over $50, right? So it's $34 to the publisher, but $50 to the consumer that have to have this feature.
And what's funny is I assume that that's going to carry over to the full game, whatever kind of content you do in that 2 hours. But it's like, imagine doing this with something like EA, where people are already like extremely skeptical of like newer Maddens, newer 2K games over there at 2K, what is that 2K, the basketball game?
NBA 2K?
NBA 2K, Madden, FIFA, where people are already skeptical and they're like, well, let me just try this 2-hour demo, which obviously they have their own thing, but I'm curious to see if subscription services are going to carry over. Like, are they going to be able to convince PlayStation that's already offering this service to convince EA to do it? I'm doubtful. And they make a lot of games.
Yeah. So apparently they're going to have to, though, right? And that's the point.
Yeah, but it's just like you play some of these games, you play NBA 2K, and then you realize it's not the same. They don't buy it. You play, a game that's broken. We have a lot of broken games these days. You realize this isn't it, and they don't buy it. Like I'm for this in a way because I do feel like there's not a whole lot of protection towards us, the consumers. It's like I feel like on Xbox you're fine, Steam you're fine, Nintendo you might as well just throw money into a well. PlayStation you might as well just throw money into the well because they're not going to give you that money back. It doesn't matter if the game doesn't work. Returnal literally wasn't working, and I know people that were not getting returns.
Yeah,
and to me, there needs to be more protection for the consumers when you're buying these broken games, and I don't think there is. So hopefully if there's anything that comes out of this, it's that Sony gives some kind of consumer-friendly thing to the consumers to not buy these games that are broken. But one thing I will say is, if this takes off and it's very successful, I'm waiting for that Game Pass Ultimate, same requirements, because they're like, oh, you already doing it with PlayStation Plus or whatever they call PlayStation Plus Premium or Essential. It's like, since you're already doing it, just do it for our Game Pass Ultimate, because that's competition.
I think if Microsoft ever does anything like that, they just give it to us for free. They wouldn't put it under Game Pass. They'd just give it to you for free.
I don't know. I feel like they would, but then a part of me feels like if someone else is doing it and they're getting a bag and they're not getting backlash, Microsoft's going to go right behind them with the Halloween bag, getting the candy that's dropped.
I'm thinking of Phil, and Phil's going to be like, nah, I don't want to charge you for that. I wouldn't want to pay for that.
I could see them doing a marketing thing that's like, we don't charge for games that you used to have access to already. Yeah, it will be interesting, man. It'll be interesting. I'm just, when it comes to something like this, I'm curious to see where it goes, but I don't like the way it's doing. And I'm curious to see exactly how PlayStation handles a no. Like if I'm making a game and it's hot, let's say the next Red Dead, and it would be beneficial for them to have that 2 hours, and Xbox doesn't. But if you walked up to 2K, Rockstar, and you were like, we want these 2 hours, and Rockstar's like, no. Is there going to be repercussions? Because if you don't, because to me, the only way this works is if you have a blank statement where everyone has to do it. No one can say no, or you are out of here. And then I feel like that's going to open up holes, because some developers are going to say no, and you're going to have this situation to where you're going to cherry pick. oh, Rockstar's new game, we need that. You can, well, that's fine. You can back out. We won't punish you. But then like a new game from like Ubisoft, you're off the store. So like, I feel like it's never going to realistically happen for everyone. And that's just me.
What up, K-Mac?
What up, yo? What's happening?
Hey.
All right, so
what's up?
K-Meg is a little late. He was driving home. All right, so where we are right now in this, you know what I like about StreamYard, because I don't really use it too much. It notified me. They're like, "Yo, K-Meg is here. He's in there. Click that button." And I was like, "Okay, I'll let him in now." All right, so what we're talking about now is the PlayStation forcing demos. You know, where you know, it's rumored. Let's be real here. It's not official, but I think we can all agree that this sounds just like PlayStation. So they're walking in there. They the demo police. Everybody hide your games because they're gonna make you sample some of them. So how do you feel about that, K-Mega? Do you feel like PlayStation shouldn't be doing something like that?
I don't know. I'd just leave that to their fan base personally. I mean, me myself, I don't like it. I think that to have games be placed in a position to a high tier is a little fraudulent to me. I don't like it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, demos should be something that should be free for everybody. It's good for promotion, things like that. But if you just, you know, I've seen people trying to talk about that this was value, not the same. Because if you try to talk about value, when you look at what the competition is doing, it's not nowhere near the same, because the competition is giving you games that you can play the full-fledged of games out there available through Game Pass. And this right here is just demos. I mean, hell, EA even lets you get 10 hours. So 2 hours for certain type of titles, it's cool. But personally, I still think that it just should be free, not behind a paywall.
And we were saying earlier, K-Meg, I don't know if you agree. Can you guys hear me fine? We were saying earlier that some games 2 hours is damn near a quarter of the game, if not more.
Yeah.
So it's just like, are these games going to do it? And like I was saying too, you know, some studios don't want you playing 2 hours of their game before you earn the money.
Right. And especially if PlayStation is, if that rumor is true, that they're going to be the ones to take over the reins to do the demo. So obviously they're going to try to find the coolest, best, most entertaining parts of the game to get people to buy in. And so, like you said, the developers could be like, yo, this was a really pivotal part of this game that we wanted to fans that buys the game to go ahead and experience, not to go in here and to throw it out here in the demo and get people hype. And then next thing you know, people over here dogpiling on the game because the game just didn't live up to the expectations through that 2 hours. So it's a catch-22. Like I said, I'm for anybody that's supporting it, that's cool. But for me personally, I'm not feeling it. I think that it just should be, PlayStation should be doing something else in regards, instead of just trying to do a 2 hour demo like this.
Shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. Yo,
what's up,
dude?
What's
up, son? And much love to everyone on the show. God bless and keep grinding, son. Join us, dog. We're gonna have to get you on here in a couple weeks. I'm gonna eventually have King back on because people love King. They love his foolishness. So see, I'm not like Call 2. I let him run wild. It don't matter to me. So you know, I might get you on the same show because I feel like some banter between you might be enjoyable, man. I'm doing this for my entertainment just as much as you guys. So, you know, that's all you can really talk about when it comes to, you know, the PlayStation forcing demos. People in the chat are making fun of the demo police statement I said. Look, I do feel like they're going to be saying that, man, when it's like, I'm still bugging again. Like, I don't understand.
You're back to normal now, but
you're back to normal now. Yeah, you're good now.
Oh my gosh, man. I don't know. Maybe it's my internet. Maybe they're working on a poll or something around here. I don't know. All right, so let's get to Halo dying. For those of you who know, we got a season 2 of Halo Infinite. We got a god awful TV show called Halo.
Hey, slow down.
Hey, watch your tone. Watch your
mouth,
bro. Yeah, watch your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Watch your mouth.
See, that's perfectly fine because have you ever seen those cut scenes in those old Dynasty Warriors where it's one person fighting 1,000? See, I'm that one person. Okay, I don't care. I got a spear and I got no problem using it.
my God.
I will say my stuff if I want to. So, obviously we got all this. You got, a season 2 that people were anticipating. They, regardless what their anticipations was and what they thought was going to happen, they have a lot of things going on and of what they expected from Halo as a brand right now. And I will say that I do feel like there are certain things that we need to address. Certainly the content from the Halo Infinite Season 2. I want to go to Heart Need first because, I've talked to K Mega and Hustle about 1,000 times about Halo. I can already shoot them down with a sniper rifle. I already know what they're going to say. But I don't know what Heart Need's going to say. So, I got to know if he's going to be the one. So how do you feel about where the state of Halo in general, game, TV show, just media in general?
So, like Gaz, I think they should have delayed it. So, the co-op thing bugged the hell out of me. I've never played Halo without co-op. It's never released without co-op. That could be any freaking Halo. It's always had co-op, and they released this one without co-op. I think that was just ridiculous. Now, I get it. People needed to play. They need to get the game out, and people were able to play solo, and then were able to play multiplayer in the competitive space, whatever. But look. They're obviously having issues, right? That's just the way it is. They're having issues. I don't know if it's management or not, or maybe the structure of how they did the work, where they had contractors doing some of it. They're having an issue transitioning to actually get some of the work done to create new content, and then finalize co-op and the Forge capability to actually make have user content. It is disappointing. I can't pile on them because I don't know where they are. Right, I'm not in there to see. Is it Bonnie's fault? Is it somebody else in the within 343? Is something else just structurally wrong that we're just not aware of? I don't know, right? So it's hard to say it's this, but you tend to look at the way things are going and you say, well, shouldn't management have done this to make that better, or do that to make that better and make it so that they can get things done? So something is going on there. I think they're in okay shape as long as they can start delivering content faster. They've decided the next couple of seasons is going to be 6 months. That can be a little long. And maybe if they can get their cadence going and get back to like a 2 to 3 month release window, that'll be better. The 2 maps, it's still just way too little. I think they need to be releasing. At least I think they need to be taking some of those old maps, Halo 1, 2, 3. There's like classic awesome maps. Bring them. Right. I don't know what it takes to get it shouldn't take an eternity to bring some of those classic maps over. Especially those big teams. There's like 3 maps for big teams. You just get so sick of the same ones over and over. So I'd love to bring some of those bigger maps in. The TV show I've not watched and have no interest in. So
wait a minute, that slow down on that last part. Hey, Huggy, I do want to capitalize on, just coming off what you're saying, right, bro? All they got to do is add Forge and let the fan base put the maps back in there. That's bro, and we're gonna have people that's gonna do that in that community. The season lasts in 6 months. Hey, bro, that's crazy. Season's supposed to last 3 months.
Yeah.
If we really talking like that, 3 months out the year, you do what you do. Yep. It is what it is. It's only 2 new maps, and I know it's King of the Hill is a game mode that they're adding in. If it's not there already, I know I'm excited for that personally. But dog, look, it's not enough, man. The last player count that I got from Steam was like 6,000 people. Yep. I want to put this in perspective for y'all. Xbox let that Mario die off. And what I'm saying is, Halo, Master Chief, y'all know that the people that, the one that, he's the top dog. He's supposed to have been like number 1. He's supposed to have been their most precious IP that put Xbox on the map, and it did. I want y'all to just be aware that Gears 5 has lasted way longer than Halo Infinite. Now, who would have thought that? Outside of me, let's see Erica, let's see Merc, outside of the few of the troubleshoot, who would have thought this thing?
Well, I mean, you could last longer when you came out like 3 years ago, too.
Hold on, slow down.
If you out that long, you could easily have content out to attribute to something. No Man's Sky came out like a decade ago, it feels like, and they fixed that game.
Yeah,
I can co-sign with a little bit with what Hustle said, but not all of it for this reason. Because for one, okay, now yes, 6 months is way too long. It only seems like the content is going to be bite-sized for having the gamers wait for that long for that game to come out. I mean, especially when you're doing a free-to-play, that you could just tell that 343 was not prepared for that type of energy with changing Halo from what it was to this model. So that is where the criticism definitely lies. I mean, everybody knows who follows me or even seen anything. I am a big 343 supporter. But yeah, no, the criticism is definitely warranted. This being said, though, co-op will be coming in August, so that's a good thing. The map situation, I am totally in agreement that, yeah, if you couldn't, you're only giving us what, 2 to 3 maps, that is not enough. You could have easily brought something with Blood Gulch, any of the old classic, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all of them. I mean, they could have to substitute in order until they were going to get their maps available for the gamers. Now, again, Forge is on a whole nother level. Forge on Halo 5 was really, really good, damn good. But this Forge that they're doing is on a absolutely massive scale. This thing, that's why we ain't going to find anything about it until most likely 2023. They say you might find something out about it at the end of the year. I say it's going to be sometime probably, around this time next year. The thing that I say that I am pushing back on, though, is the game is not dead. Just because you get Steam numbers, that's you know what I'm saying? Other people but see, Steam, this is the one thing too. Yeah, Steam doesn't really equate for all of it because it's still top 10 on Xbox. And on top of that, it is people are that's not playing Halo Infinite because they're in a position right now to, like they're bored with just what the content is right now. They're going to Master Chief Collection. So they're still looking for Halo. They're still enjoying themselves playing some type of Halo. Wait.
Hey, Megan, shout out to you because you actually brought up a stat that I forgot to bring up. There are more players on the Master Chief Collection right now than the new hotness, which is Halo Infinite.
Right. Explain. No, you're right. Well, this is the reason why I explained, because no more maps, more content, everything. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I could cut aside some of it. I could cut aside all of it.
It's really not fair comparing the Master Chief Collection to Halo Infinite because it's not even just the maps. It's classics.
In a way you can, because this is the reason. Remember when I've had me and my boy Xbox 448, we were in argument. They were saying the Master Chief Collection is dead. I said no. For something that ambitious, they're not going to give up on it. They're going to bring it back. It's just going to take a while because they just missed the mark. This is the same type of ordeal, just not as catastrophic as what it was for Master Chief Collection. So, because everybody will tell you, when they play, even the haters of Halo, when they played their game, they say, if play Halo Infinite, they're like, oh man, this game feels good. It plays good, but it's just whatever. Everybody got their own take. But the main reason is because of the content. The one thing I will agree with as well, and I said this to my boy Don, and is that Halo 343 should have bid it. Xbox should have bit the bullet for a little while and just delayed the game until season 2 dropped. At that point, you could have still kept feeding the fan base all these other little what they've been doing beforehand, like they started off in the summer, and then like showing new maps, getting people acquainted, then they could be doing all this other stuff, because what really hurt them was that whole situation to debacle that happened during the at the end of the year, where people went home because they were trying to enjoy the holidays, and then things went left. So if you delayed it, then you could have got some more maps, maybe different ideas to say, well, what can we put to substitute right now in order to get the fan base excited for when we drop the game in March instead of when we said we were going to do it in December. Because December is a weird month anyway to be dropping a new IP, especially a game that size, or, especially a franchise like that. So just delay it, eat some crow, and then just drop the game. And I think it could have been better suited, and everybody would have been happy right now and excited for the game to drop instead of right now talking about where's the beef. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. Yeah.
And before anybody else goes, for the record, I do like Halo Infinite. I love the multiplayer. I played the hell of the multiplayer. I had like 40 hours in it. it's not that the game isn't fun. It's just super limited. It's not a bad game whatsoever. And I'm cutting jokes, whatever. But that's just because I'm just messing around. But it's sad to even see that 343 has even been put in this position. Like I put in the chat, I said free 343.
Yeah.
I don't really think that they can handle what's going on, and it's obvious because they brought back Jason Stanton from out of I don't say retirement, but they brought him back from wherever he was, and then they got another like studio working with him. Hey, look, free Bonnie Ross at that point because I don't know if they even want to work on it at this point because this is. I mean, look, for lack of a better term, this has been abysmal. Like the whole thing, like regardless of whatever's been going on, like Hargy, you have brought it up earlier. Like the co-op not being there day one, that's like a staple in Halo. Like that was there since day one from Halo 1. Like me and my brother ran through them joints and had fun. It's just one of them things.
Yep.
And for it not to be there, that's a blow. I said it earlier, you could have put Forge in that joint, and people would have went hard.
Oh, yeah.
The community would have just been like, "Now we got it, we got it. Y'all got to put us on payroll."
Y'all could just wait. Yeah, y'all could just wait. Let me make this other point too. Is that I'm feeling you on that one, Hustle, because I've been an advocate for this forever. I'm like, it's going to be even if. And they tried as hard as they can. Even if you played the story, you beat the game. They tried to go back to the ties and to the root of Bungie's Halo, right? You got that feeling of it when you play the multiplayer. You got that feeling, that vibe. I said the best way that they were going to try to do this is try to combine what the old Halo fan enjoy and what the fans of Halo 4 through 5 enjoys, right? So, which I'm a huge fan of Halo 4 and 5. So. And they did that, but it still wasn't enough. And then on top of that, when they still catered to that same old Halo fan, what did they do? How many people is on Steam? How many people is playing on Steam? 6,000. They bailed out on it. They bailed out and went right back to the old Halos 1 through 4 or 1 through 3, pretty much. So again, if anything that you could say about the whole God of War situation with Santa Monica. When they did it their way, I was one of those people that were like, man, what? Come on, man. What are they talking about? Kratos a dad? What are you? Nah, bro, I ain't feeling it. Then I got a chance to play the game, and then I'm like, okay, I see. Boy, Barrock, you a genius. You guys out there in Santa Monica, y'all geniuses for this. I feel this game. I feel it. I like it. I still prefer the older, raw anti-hero Kratos, but I can dig this Kratos. I can understand this whole situation, right? This is why when you say free 343 or free Bonnie, let them have their true creative freedom. Everybody was over here talking about let Xbox have, people creative freedom for the devs. The gamers, the old school Halo gamers didn't want them to have creative freedom in order to make the Halo that I think would have probably been astronomically better. But the fact of it is that they wanted to cater to a group of people that will never agree or never associate, will never want 343 to succeed because they only want Bungie to be working on Halo. So that's why I hope that when they start doing this new content, start doing all this stuff, they paid the homage. Now go ahead and have your creative freedom and do what you need to do. That's always been my opinion. I still stand by that.
All right, let me get this super chat real quick. You know what I like about StreamYards too? Like you can actually put the super chat in the podcast. So we got a $2 super chat from John TJ. Stop hating on the Halo TV show.
Halo show.
TJ.
Man, preach. He preaching right now.
If you feel like I've been hating on this TV show, you might want to leave before it's my
Oh man!
Oh my God! Come on, bro. The show is great. You didn't like the last episode?
Oh, we go get into it.
Okay. Come on.
So
man.
what? Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Yeah. So it's just like one thing that came out. You pointed out that made me kind of think about this. There's also no roadmap, and that was kind of a pain, right? They released the game. We have no idea. Is this going to be like more campaign content coming? Is this a 10-year game and then the next chapter comes after 10 years, right? Like they just gave us a part of that ring and then just left it at that, right? Are we going to see the rest of that ring? Are we going to do the other bosses, right? There's like 4 or 5 of these people that are under,
they are going to do, I know for a fact that they're going to be doing other parts of the ring, and they are going to add more content and bring in more stories outside of Chief, which
exactly.
That part And that's what they need to do, because Halo is not all about Master Chief. There will be people that argue me down about it.
Exactly.
But the universe, it's what's important. And that's why I take a shot at my boy Addict, love the Halo TV show. It's because I wish Halo was more like Mass Effect than going to rings all the damn time, seeing, fighting the same shit. That's why I want their vision to come out, because Halo 5 was giving me that vision, and I loved it, even though the story was not complete. There was some hiccups there, but I love the whole fact of how they merged Team Osiris and Blue Team, and then and took us to Cilios and all that other shit. I loved it. I loved it. So I'm done on that aspect.
Yeah,
right.
That would be awesome, right? If they finally go to like Hive Busters, totally different, but
oh my God,
it's still Gears, right? And like they could
Mm-hmm.
do all sorts of cool things like that, right? Even give us backstory and like there could be all sorts of cool things they could pull off, right? But yeah, if they'd just been open about that when they released the game, hey, this isn't the end. We got all this stuff coming. Don't worry, right? We got you.
Yeah. Here's my issue. My issue with this matter is I do understand where you guys are coming from in a lot of scenarios, but I do feel like there's a you guys are ridiculous with this TV show. We got a $2 super chat from Carlos. Halo TV show is fire. Can't wait for episode 6. All right, we'll get to you, Carlos.
Let's go.
And TJ, we'll get to you guys here in a second. I'm not worried too much about Halo, and the reason I'm not worried about Halo is I do know a little bit more on what's going on than the public. I can't really go into it because it's very clear that I know stuff I shouldn't know. But what I will say is the reason things are the way it is now is a combination of variables that happened in the past. Things have been cleared up now, but it's going to take time to catch up to that. Now, if a game like No Man's Sky can rejuvenate itself, if a game like what's another game? What's that other game that was called that came out? It did really bad at first. And Fortnite. Well, not even Fortnite. Oh man, but you guys get what I'm saying. Games like No Man's
PUBG.
Sky.
PUBG is another one that kind of started good, went down, and then came back. Yep.
If these type of games can come back, I'm very
Rainbow
confident.
Six Siege.
Rainbow Six
that
Siege.
was a bust.
Rainbow Six Siege was dead.
Yeah.
And it came back. Now, I'm not saying they don't have a long road ahead. I do feel like they do. But what I will say is they need more things. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the Reddit leak. Did you guys see that?
No.
I don't think so.
All right. So I'll find that here in 1 second. But so pretty much they need stuff to justify these 6-month waiting periods. Now, 6 months for a game, for a season, is crazy. 6 months is like what Destiny had when it got delayed and we was waiting all that time for the new expansion. It was the longest time of my life. And I wouldn't mind a 6 month if it made sense. Content was coming out. If everyone was doing what they were supposed to, I wouldn't mind a 6 month waiting period. But it doesn't feel like it's 6 months because it's got to be 6 months. It feels like it's 6 months because the game is so far behind in the development cycle. And I think that's the biggest thing we have here now is that Halo is constantly doing nothing but trying to catch up. And when you're doing nothing but trying to catch up, you can't get ahead of anything. So what you see they're posting now is probably what they posted, is probably what they started working on months ago. And that's the biggest thing that I think that we have issues with right now is we're not ever, it's going to be a while before we see this stuff like really come into fruition because we're constantly seeing stuff that was made years ago because they're finally catching up to it. I can't really find the one, but it was pretty much saying that they were in rumor to be making a hero mode, like a hero shooter mode in Halo Infinite.
The BR, right?
Yeah, and
yeah.
Okay, look, I know a lot of people don't like the kind of concept of that because it's Halo. They want that arena-based thing. But I do think modes like that in the 6 month thing it would help them. Yeah. You know, and I think one of the issues that I personally feel like is going on is they're constant. They spent too much time at the beginning, making the space slip engine. I think
space.
slip space. They're still trying to figure out how to utilize that engine to the best of their ability, and I don't feel like they had a very good concept on coming down and saying this is it, instead of constantly restructuring. For instance, I was in a Discord with Gaming Forte and Slow Mo. They were making a new intro. You probably see that sometime today, so definitely go follow them on Twitter. They're probably going to get mad if I spoiled that, but my bad. So they were constantly bickering back and forth each other on, what was in there, what's not in there. What is that doing? That's delaying progress. And when you're constantly doing that, and you do that on a bigger scale, way bigger scale, where you can't grab onto something that you want on. You know what I'm saying? You can't, let's do this. They spend 3 or 4 months trying to do that idea. Okay, we don't want to do that. And when you're having this happen consistently all the time, it seems like that has drastically delayed the progress scale in this game. And so, if they would have stuck to something like this, they would have had this hero thing to put in the game right now. That, sure, some might not have liked it, but don't make it a consistent mode. What you want to do is you want to make it to where it's a timed thing. For instance, in Destiny we have a lot of timed events. You don't have to have the base gameplay if it's a timed event. It would just be interesting. We got a $5 super chat from Artemis. In today's Rodimus, whatever. I can't pronounce this. Look, dude, at this point, I think we've established if you super chat, I'm gonna mispronounce your name. And I think some of you love that shit.
Let that man be country. That's all right. I love it. I do it all the time.
In today's Halo event, they said they are going to do monthly content drops.
Thank you,
This is part of the example I was talking about, where I don't mind the 6 months if the 6 month is actually fun and it's engaging. But if it's like it was last delay, keep that up and then don't drop that. So then we got a $5 super chat from John TJ. Fire Bonnie Ross. She had 6 years to have this game ready. I'm tired of her excuses.
She saved Halo. Bump the brakes. She saved Halo. Because they were going to sell that to Gearbox. They were going to sell the franchise to Gearbox. And she saved Halo. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes on that.
All right, so now, are you done with that statement, Jack? I don't want to overtalk you, K-Mega.
Oh, no.
Okay. So I don't agree with that. I do think Bonnie Ross is more of a figurehead at this point. I don't think she has a whole lot of say in terms of what the development of the cycle things. I think you see here more in how the Halo brand is represented outside of the game at this point, not necessarily how the game is being made in Halo Infinite. I think that's more of Staten more than anyone. But back to my original thing, I do feel like one of the key things that they're going to have to do on this is they're going to have to hit very loudly a battle royale that's going to appeal to the people in Fortnite, to the people in Apex Legends. I want to point out that I don't think they need it, but I do think it would help draw these people in, of the people that they have been trying to get. Because at the end of the day, when these people play Arena for a day or two, then they leave. Where are they going, Hargy? Where are they going?
Usually the other battle royale games, right?
When you don't have a battle royale to compete with the other battle royales, you're gonna have an issue. And what's crazy is you competed in price point.
Battle royale advocate, huh? Okay.
Yeah, you competed with price point because that's where the other battle royales are, but you didn't compete with the thing they actually have for them, is that battle royale mode. Like I said, this game does not need battle royale to live, but I am going to tell you, this game needs battle royale to compete. Those are two different things. The battle royale is the difference between you being the number one thing played on Twitch, number one thing played on Xbox and 360, and the number 8th being played on stuff. You're just going to succeed, but not as well. We got a $10 super chat from John TJ. Let's see what he's got to say this time. It's still an issue. Joseph is a better fit. I agree with you. Now, I don't necessarily know exactly what's going on there, but I do have a lot of faith in stuff. Now we're going to talk about the TV show.
All right.
For those of you in the chat that's saying, Addict. Why? What about episode 5? What about episode 5? Sure, they had some action things. Oh, and if all of you was content with that action scene, then I don't know. Go play Call of Duty because that's clearly all you want to do. Just because you have people getting shot, made it a good episode, doesn't completely fix the past 4 episodes that come before it. Master Chief is not Master Chief in the show. That's all I have to say. You can have all the elite killing. You can have all the grunt stomping. For some reason, people on energy swords that should not have energy swords. We won't go too much into that. I get it. People are saying, Addict, this isn't the video game. Never expected the video, but you know what I did expect? Paramount to respect the video game. That's what I did expect.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be real with you. They're just not respecting it. But we're not gonna get into this because all it takes is one of you 3 to trigger me. And we won't go on to another topic. So we're not going to talk about this much more. But you guys wanted my opinion on episode 5. You got it. It was a good episode, but it doesn't make the season a great show. So let's move on to the next topic. And I think you guys are going to enjoy this topic because I enjoyed it. So God of War 2022. People still coming out on top of every mountain known to man saying God of War is coming out in 2022.
Ooh, I don't know.
I want to go around the table. And I want to get people's temperature on where this game's coming up. First person we're going to start with is K Mega. K Mega. Is God of War coming out in 2022? Let me go and get the super chat before you answer.
Yes.
Drawn TJ. Oh my God. Okay, first off, Drawn TJ. $5 super chat. Addict, this isn't canon. Exactly what I just said. To the Halo game franchise, breathe, my friend. Breathe.
Listen to TJ.
Yeah.
Listen to TJ.
Listen to TJ. Yeah.
I breathe. Right. Go. Is this game coming out this year?
I say no. I say it. I just we haven't seen anything yet. If we don't see anything here by the end of May, I just don't see it. I just don't see it coming out this year because because let's look at this whole situation. When is the last game that Sony brought out that at the end of the year when at the end of the year and it did well? Because the only game that I can think of that Sony brought out at the end of the year that did well was Spider-Man. That was it. But that came out in what? September
2018.
Yeah, September. Anything. If you don't put God of War in September, I don't see it coming because of that reason. It's one of those things like, okay, they have a deal. They still have the marketing rights for Call of Duty. There's other games that I'm pretty sure Sony's going to have marketing rights to. And then on top of that, all of the big games are going to be coming out there. You got Forspoken, and you're going to have the Hogwarts game. How do you say that?
Hogwarts.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Game coming out. And then you're going to have just other big titles that's going to be coming out on top of that, Starfield. You put God of War in there, yeah, God of War is still going to sell, but it's not going to sell like it would like when they normally put their games out in the beginning of the year during tax time. That was the smartest decision Sony ever did, was put their games in the first quarter of the year. They bring out God of War there, it will sell, but it will not sell to the degree of what it would if they put it out in 2023. So that is my reasoning behind it. If they don't put it out, they have to put it in September. October afterwards, it's going to get ate alive. And I just I know that some will disagree with me, but
what?
Real quick, Hustle.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Hargeet because he went first last time. So Hargeet, man, God of War. I know you love that game, and I know you play it 24/7. I know you dream of Kratos and Atreus. So my question to you, Hargeet, is: do you think 100% in your bones that this game's coming out in the year of 2022?
100%. Hell no. I would never say 100%. I'd give it a good 60% chance it will come out this year. But for all the things you said, that's the problem, right? They don't want. It's not going to come out after October. It's just not going to happen because they want to release the game this year and be in the game of the year discussion. So they're not going to come out after October. Now, as you get closer to the fall, you do have to contend with all the other games that come out.
Right.
It is what it is, right? So if they come out August, September, okay, that's probably realistic, but that's pretty damn close.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's still possible. I'll still say it's possible. I'll give it a 60% chance it comes out this year. I'll say 40% chance it gets delayed till next year. And I think as it gets closer to that time, if they're not ready, even if it could come out in like November 10th, one day before Starfield, they're definitely not coming out this year. It'll get delayed.
No.
So,
okay. So,
Right.
Hustle.
Yeah.
I know. Out of all of us, you're definitely the more of the PlayStation centric person than people such as myself or K Mega.
Just tell me
Laura
giddy up,
Funky.
Addict. Just tell me giddy up. It's okay.
See,
dog. I'm not gonna
I
be
don't
mad.
call people names. Okay, that's not in my character. But I will say that you typically lean more blue.
I do.
But so how do you feel? Do you still feel in your bones that PlayStation still going to deliver that greatness God of War Ragnarok the year of 2022?
Well, I've said this before, and then okay, Meg, I'm gonna get at you in a minute. Don't worry, you sit right there.
I'm right.
I said this before, man. If we don't see nothing by the PlayStation equivalent of E3 this year, then it's probably getting pushed out the way. K-Mega, you had said that pretty much it shouldn't release in October or November because you said there's competition there, right? I love what type of competition there because I know you're not talking about Starfield because we don't really know what that's about just yet. So I know you're not talking about Starfield. So
I agree.
So we got to slow that down. We got to slow that down a little bit.
All right.
Yo, y'all understand this, y'all. God of War 2018. All the accolades it got, Game of the Year, this, that, and the third. It took over the Keeley Awards and look, put their foot up everybody's ass. So we can't sit up here and act like we're not going to be back. Like it's going to be Drake. It's going back to back, dog. We can't just let y'all can't keep bleeding green all over you. I just want to point out. Yes.
I just want to point out that we could do whatever we want.
Oh man, all right. Well, listen. Let me tell y'all something. If this game is anything like the first one, I only got 3.5 hours in it. I ain't worried about nothing. But again, if we don't see it by all seriousness, I'm just messing around with y'all. But if we don't see it by June, man, June or July at the latest, yeah, it's not gonna drop this year. But I do want to say this though. K-Mega, earlier you said what PlayStation games released in the later part of the year, and what games were successful. Demon Souls when the PS5 dropped, and what's the other one? Spider-Man Miles Morales was the other one. Y'all give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay, but with that was launch.
Yeah,
so
those are launch titles.
Those were launch titles. So you got that, but then there's a you got to split that in half a little bit because when you look at like when they tried to bring Death Stranding, you got 8 Alive. I mean, EA did it to themselves when they tried to come out with Titanfall 2 and Battlefield, and then there was I think it was Battlefield 1, and then there was Call of Duty there. Look, Call of Duty is going to dominate every time that it drops, and then this is going to be a highly anticipated Call of Duty at that. So I don't care what, and then again, that's what I'm saying. Sony has the marketing rights to Call of Duty. So why would you put Call of Duty out and God of War out around the same time of call it God of War instead? Okay, let me calm down. Why would you put God of War in that same time frame as Call of Duty when you have the marketing rights? Because that right there, you want as many pre-orders as possible. You're going to cause problems between those pre-orders and sales if you put them anywhere near each other, on top of the other games that other gamers are going to want and that want to get as well. God of War will sell. Like I said, it is a behemoth that will sell, but it won't sell as well as it would if it was at the beginning of the year. That's my only thought. So I'm with homeboy down here because I was going to try to say your name, but I'm not going to do it.
Hagit.
Hagit.
Hargeet.
Hargeet. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
You got to emphasize the eats part. Okay.
Eats.
Hargeet,
Okay.
yeah.
Hargeet. Okay. All right. So I'm just Hargeet. I was going to try to say the last name, but no, I won't do that. I won't disrespect you like that. So, but no, that's the whole thing. But that's why I agree with him. 60%, 40, but it's going to have to be in September or early October because they're still going to look. I know that this is going to sound funny to you, but I feel that Forza Motorsport's going to drop too. And then you got that game coming out, even though I know that that's an Xbox game or whatever. But the whole point of that's going to get buzzed. The same game like Horizon Zero Dawn got all those accolades. And look what happened when just one big title comes out. What if we don't even know if Nintendo's going to drop a bomb this year or not either? So, and Elden Ring just took all the wind out of Forbidden West sales. So the same thing could happen, especially let's just say that Forspoken is a really good game, and or the Hogwarts game, if that's a really good game. Those games, if you get word of mouth that those games are really good, people will go and try to get to those games as well, and that's going to hurt the sales overall. That's why I'm still thinking that it's going to be early in the year. But if I'm wrong, then I'll say I'm wrong. There ain't no big deal about it.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Here's where I stand with this. Originally, you can ask Hustle. Let me get some of these super chats before I forget it. You guys are still talking about the TV show. Trying to trigger me. I get you. But you ain't gonna it ain't gonna work today. It's not going to. But we're gonna go along with the TV show real quick. I got a final super chat from Victor Alistine. Probably butchered it. It's fine. You talked about the TV show when I told you to stop anyway. I think the TV show should have focused on Locke and the fire team Osiris and had a chief cameo. That way the helmet thing would have been fine. I actually agree with you. I would have loved that. At that time, I don't think Locke was a Spartan. So I feel like Sergeant Johnson should have had his own TV show. He should have been the prime center, and it should have explained him going up the ranks. I don't know logistically how many people would have watched that, because when you see Halo, you see Spartans, and if he's not a Spartan, might have been an issue. So I don't know how that would have gone. But I definitely understand. I said that on ILP not too long ago. Then we got a $5 super chat from Decatato. I don't know, man. Won't you correct me on that, Hustle? Correct me.
I don't think I can.
Good. So it's not just me. We got one. We got one, boys. We got one.
See the
Decado. See, it would be, man. They will not delay God of War if it is ready. Xbox is collectively gaining large share market, and it has 7 years to create a dangerous precedent. I agree with you on that one. I think we got one more. Mm-hmm. Then we got a $5 super chat from Drawn TJ. Sony is screwed after 2023 and beyond. Banger after banger in Game Pass. You know what, Drawn TJ? I need to import the emotes from the from ILP, because I would put yawn to something if I had it, but I don't have it. So it is what it is. All right. So here's where I stand with this. You can ask Hustle. Originally, I was 100%. Actually, he's this way. No, he's this way. Hustle's this way. All right. Originally, I was 100%. God of War's next year. Now I'm like 70-30. Because usually Sony never releases on the holidays, but part of me feels like they're going to break it this year. I don't know why. Because one thing, you don't constantly have people on Twitter out there. They outside. They constantly saying it's coming out this year. You might have one person say something like that, but to have everyone constantly reassuring people it's coming out this year, it's weird to me. It's definitely weird. You make me feel like they might catch me outside if I keep saying it's not coming out this year. Like, so them being that adamant that it's coming out this year is making me back up, saying it's not coming out this year.
But Ad, you can't really say that, because Corey Barlog had just came out, I think the week we were supposed to do the podcast, but you went to PAX. Like, I think it was that Monday or whatever day that was. It came out, was like, yo, we working on it, and when we got something dope to show you, when we feel like it's ready, we're gonna show it to you. So I don't know, man. It might drop next year. I hope it don't. Like I said, hopefully we'll see something in June, and I feel like they're putting whatever pressure they're putting on. So now let me not say pressure. Let me rephrase that. I feel like they're working harder to be able to deliver something around E3 of this year. Even regardless of what Corey said, I know he came out and said they're taking their time and everything. That's probably because they don't want Jason Schreier on his ass. We just gonna be real. He don't want the Bloomberg articles. He don't want crunch. He don't want this, that, and the third. But I think they're gonna have something. I think they're cooking something up right now, and I definitely think they're gonna have something around June this year.
Here's what I think about that, Hustle. To me,
I'm gonna put go ahead.
I understand. First off, I put a poll in the chat. You guys could definitely go and participate in that. I was going to put a third one, say Addict's right, but it would completely defeat the poll, so I didn't do that.
Man.
All right. So to me, when you're looking at something like this, I do feel like I understand where you're coming from, Hustle, but it would be different if one person stepped outside and said it. But there's been like 3 people to step outside and say it. And that makes me feel like they're about to announce a state of play probably in the next month where it's going to show a sizable amount of gameplay for God of War. And then this game's coming out probably in September, October, November. I know that's 3 months. That's a long time to be saying around that time. And that's just the biggest thing that I got to be honest with you, man. Like, normally I'm 100% with you guys. There's no way it's coming out. But there's so many people that's coming out there and saying, don't listen to people. This game's coming out this year. And I still think it's a great chance it doesn't come out this year. But when you're constantly having more than one, because you have one person that works for St. Monica come out and say it, then Sony tightens the leash on PR. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you guys don't shut up. You ain't talking. But they've had multiple. So it kind of makes me feel like Sony's not tightening that leash for a reason, because Sony does expect it to come out this year. That doesn't mean it's coming out this year, but it is interesting how they're going about it. But we got a $5 super chat from Drawn TJ. He's loving this topic. God of War is not coming out this year. Sony needs something for next year to look relevant.
Wait. Slow down.
No, don't listen to Hustle. You are 100% right on this.
I'm not mad at his opinion. I'm just the second half of that is that you need something else to be relevant. Y'all know Spider-Man's supposed to come out in 2023, right? Spider-Man 2.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that one. Everybody slow down.
Yes, yeah, Spider-Man gonna
do what it do.
It's gonna cook. It's gonna cook. They ain't gonna lie.
Just saying that's one game.
Yeah, I think we can. Okay, Hustle. Let's be real here.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
they got a Gatling gun, and Xbox about to hit them with a spirit ball next year. Like,
we'll see.
Spider-Man 2 in no way, shape, or form is going to compare to all the games dropping next year.
You say that, but this is Insomniac we talking about, so we can't. Let's not sleep on it. Come on. Like, I got a video out. They're the most consistent ones over there at PlayStation. So let's not
according to Metacritic. Last year they won the most consistent Metacritic scores.
No. What I'm saying is that
we talk about consistency. I just gave you facts.
We are talking about consistency, just like the Coalition, the most consistent over for Xbox. They are. It is. They drop. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good enough to carry them through a generation. I feel like Insomniac is gonna do that again. I feel like Insomniac is gonna run them through this generation. And the Naughty Dog cooking up. But my point is this. Slow down. Because we still gotta wait for Xbox. We still gotta wait. Regardless of all the acquisitions that were made, we still gotta.
TJ, don't slow down. Wait. Don't listen to this man. You spray all that propaganda you want, man. You could put that on Channel 6 News. I still like it. All right, so we gotta move on from that. Unless you guys want to talk about this game. We can bring this up just relatively since we're talking about 2022. We might talk about PlayStation, Xbox a lot, but I know I'm about to contradict myself. And I know, this is where I'm real. I'm admitting I'm about to contradict myself. I'm coming out on the stage and saying I'm about to completely make myself look a fool. But Nintendo's having a lit year. And it seems like every month they're adding on another game to make that lit year even more lit. I'm not going to play the majority of them. I'm going to be real with you. I don't care about the majority of their games. But I don't even care about Kirby, but people love Kirby. And I reviewed Triangle Strategy, great game. They're having a good year. I would honestly say that they're having a better year than the other platform holders at this point. You know, and we have to see how Starfield hits, and we have to see how Redfall hits. But you know what I've seen on PlayStation, the Horizon Forbidden West, and Sifu, they're definitely they've already spirit-balling them out of the room. Like Nintendo is one thing you can really appreciate from Nintendo is they're carrying their fan base, and I've always appreciated it because they're like, look, we get it. You guys are trying to get everyone talking to Xbox and PlayStation. We only care about our people, and I always have to respect them for that. All right, Bethesda leaks. Who's seen the leaks? Be honest.
Not me.
I haven't.
All right, so there's some leaks on talking a little bit about Elder Scrolls 6. Well, you know, I'll go ahead and share it because I got this nice little share feature. Hold up, let me bring it up. And what I think's interesting
technology.
About I know, man. It's definitely a nice little thing. All right, so let me see if I can share these successfully. All right, so we're sharing this.
Yeah.
Don't
definitely didn't share the way it was supposed to. Okay?
I was gonna say don't fat finger it.
I shared the wrong screen. I shared the wrong screen. This is what it's supposed to share. Okay. So
I'm glad that I'm not the only one that does that. So I'm good.
As you can see here, that we see all of this middle thing. Now, I want to read these opening things here. As you can see, there's quite a bit. All right, so Bethesda's stuff I'm hearing an anonymous source. Now, keep in mind, none of this is confirmed, but I think it's interesting because I honestly feel like Starfield's going to be a huge hit, but the impact of Elder Scrolls 6 is going to blow Starfield out of the water. Like, it's not even... People think that Starfield being exclusive was very important to the Xbox brand. Wait till that Elder Scrolls 6 hype starts. It hasn't started now, but wait till it does. So let's go ahead and start reading. But that's the stuff I'm hearing from an anonymous source. Please take this with a grain of salt. Don't claim it as an inside statement from me. I do want to point out that Mr. Matty Plays did confirm he's hearing similar things. So I think that validates these rumors a little bit more. And I'm not saying they're true. Let me put that out there. I'm not saying they're true, but I am saying that it's out there. So let's keep reading. PvP versus PvP/E game in development, a roundhouse that may surprise you. For those of you, I don't think Roundhouse has made a game. Am I wrong? That's the studio that's brand new. We ain't seen nothing from them yet. Elder Scrolls, the Elder Scrolls 6 is set in Hammerfell. So people were wondering, one of the biggest things that people wonder when it comes to a new Elder Scrolls game is where location it's going to be. Because that is very important. Tamriel is a huge place, and we've seen a lot of it, but there's some things that hasn't been real built on lore, and I think it's really interesting what's going on there. Elder Scrolls 6 will have a political system. That's interesting. Elder Scrolls has always had features and mechanics that was political, but this makes it seem like they're going to build onto that and make it more mainstream. Betrayals, marriage, and factions matter in the Elder Scrolls 6. For those of you who don't know, you could get married in previous games. I'm curious what they mean by betrayals, because that's an interesting thing there. What they mean by betrayals. The Elder Scrolls is in full development, early stages, so clearly we're not going to see this anytime soon. But I want people to know it's in full production already. So probably 2 years. I would say 3 tops. Probably 3 years. We'll see it in 3 years. Target release is in 2025, 2026. Yeah, 3 years. Exactly what I just said. Bethesda Game Studio Austin and Metro are working on Spy Team. What is that? Does anyone know what Spy Team is?
No, sir.
No.
Well, you know what? We got a little thing called Search.
That's right.
Bethesda re-ups on an unannounced team called Spy Teams. I don't know what that is, but you know, you guys can see it clearly. I guess it's going to be some version of a game they play. I don't know. Mando MMO in the ZeniMax Online, Mandalorian. People don't know that this is supposed to be a Mandalorian game, and the people that make Elder Scrolls Online is making this game. That's going to be interesting. How you guys feel about a Mandalorian MMO? How do you think that can go? Let's go around the room for that. Hustle. How do you think a Mandalorian, is that a hit or a miss? Would you try that?
Well, it's a miss for me because that's
A
Star
miss?
Wars. That's a Star Wars thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a miss for me. Yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
just sorry.
Blasphemy.
What am I supposed to do here? Listen. One of the
You're
greatest.
supposed to get with the times.
But no, what we should be talking about is one of the greatest video game franchises coming to PC, and that's Uncharted 4: The Legacy of Thieves collection coming June 20th, according to an Epic Games report. Anyway, you know what? Never mind. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me put my PlayStation Shield down for a second. This list that this gentleman had came. I'm gonna be honest with you. Anybody tells me anything in regards to take this with a grain of salt, I normally do, and I normally just brush it off. Now, Addict, earlier you said, friend of the show, you said Maddie was kind of on board with this because he's heard different things in the background.
Right. Hold up. I'll show you it right here.
Mm-hmm.
I was shared identical information to this a couple days ago about the future Bethesda project, but I too could not verify it or validate of the source, so I did not want to post any of it. So Mr. Maddie Plays is hearing the same thing. I haven't heard nothing related to this, but I have heard stuff about Starfield, but I haven't heard nothing that's on this. So continue with your slander, Hustle. Continue.
Yes. I normally, when people say take it with a grain of salt, I normally do. I kind of want to see whatever in black and white, but y'all answered a lot more than me, so I may soften my stance on that a little bit. Look, the Mandalorian stuff, the Star Wars stuff, I think I tried to play Battlefront 2, which I think was made by EA. It just really wasn't my thing. The Star Wars, I know a lot of people like super big on that. It's just not my thing. It's nothing that, yes, sir, nothing that I'd be extremely excited about. Even Amy Hennig, the former writer of Uncharted, she's doing her own thing with Star Wars, and that's picking up a lot of steam. I'm not even excited for that either. I like Uncharted. So. Sorry.
We got a $5 super chat from Drawn TJ. I got to ask, when do we get a new Elder Scrolls Online? Because the one we have now is outdated. I don't know. I wouldn't have your hopes up too much if they're moving on to the Mandalorian. Now, I'm not going to say that they're going to stop working on Elder Scrolls Online, but to me, if you're putting your resources onto a new project, at least for the foreseeable future, a lot of the resources is going to be in the Mandalorian, and they're going to have some go to the Elder Scrolls Online. Then again, I don't know how much money the Elder Scrolls Online makes, and that is a very important thing when it comes to these kind of talks, because if it's making a lot of money, they will put more resource behind to keep it going. So, Harget Shani, tell me if you want a Mandalorian MMO game. I'm curious to hear your opinion.
Well, unfortunately, I'm with Hustle. I don't care about Star Wars.
Look at all this slander, man.
Sorry. Like, after Disney bought them, after episode 8, I'm like, this is dead to me. I don't care. Star Wars can go away. I do not care one bit about Star Wars.
I got to drink my sorrows away.
Wow, man.
Sorry, but I'm done with Star Wars.
All right, K Mega.
Yeah. So I hope that they got the same energy for KOTOR that's coming up here.
Yeah.
I 1000% do, sir.
Okay. I'm just saying, because sometimes when people got that PlayStation Shield, they usually, they usually could kind of do a 360 or do something else. They kind of hide it, like, oh yeah. But anyway,
that guy owned that game and I haven't played it.
Yeah. But all right, no, I'm thoroughly stoked. I hope this is true. But remember, there's been rumors about this whole Mandalorian situation ever since last year, almost going back to 2020, at the end of 2020. So during the first season of Mandalorian. So that would be very interesting. I would love that. Me myself, MMO, that might be a little much for me, because there's just so much to play now. I mean, accordingly, by that time when that game drops, we're going to get a full-fledged Halo Infinite, what that's going to be, plus all the rest of the stuff that's going to be coming out at that point in time. So I just would hope it would be a more of a a big, huge budget game, kind of like what EA did with Star Wars on their end. But no, just for that would be cool. Now, yeah, that list is really interesting. And I have a friend that loves Elder Scrolls Online. That's all he really plays. So that would be dope if they would do something. But if they are going to be working on another MMO, I agree with you, Attic. Like, they would be putting more of their time and efforts into that new game than they would go back to Elder Scrolls Online. But yeah, no, I mean, it just looks like there's big things coming from there. Now, seeing the NXL stuff, that would be hot because I am a big fan of theirs. I'm late to the party with their games, with the Wasteland series, but man, after playing Wasteland 3 and then I went back to play Wasteland 2, man, I love their work. So, and then on top of that, they got a new game that's supposed to be coming out, like a steampunk futuristic type of game, kind of like on the cyberpunk type of wavelength. So I'm all in for it. But yeah, everything else, and then Quake reboot, I know that there'll be a lot of people that's happy about that. So this list looks really, really solid if it is true. But yeah, but like you said, all hail the king, Skyrim. Yeah, that's everything.
We'll go ahead and talk a little bit about Quake reboot.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because it does look like that idea is done with Doom. So if they are done with Doom, because for those of you that didn't play the expansions, it kind of like settled all the stuff that's happening in the Doom universe. So I'm kind of curious if they are truly done with Doom. Maybe they'll do something else or some kind of spin-off. But if they are done with Doom, what is next? And I feel like Quake screams ID, like screams it. And if there is if there is talks about a reboot of Quake in the works at Bethesda Software Studios, I don't see anyone else but ID being the perfect people to make that. So it would be interesting. Well, what do you guys feel? We'll start with Hardy. How do you feel about a Quake? I know you were hating on Mandalorian earlier, but surely there's Quake love in you.
Yeah, I'm not like excited to high heaven, but it does sound good. If they can do what they did with the recent Doom and Doom Eternal, that could be a very good, compelling thing to do with Quake. So sure, that sounds like a pretty interesting thing to do. Why not?
What about Hustle and Motivate? Now keep in mind, Hustle, it's going to be an Xbox exclusive. It's not being on your PlayStation. How do you feel about that?
So messy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, well, if we're talking Quake, that's one of the first games I learned like how to not fully play, but it's one of the first games I learned how to play on PC because there's only mouse and keyboard on there. And I didn't use it to its full capabilities, the mouse and keyboard portion of it, but it's cool. It's cool. Like it's quick little shoot 'em up, bang bang. Like I like it. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. I kind of feel like they need something else in regards to like another first person shooter because sadly Halo isn't performing the way that it should be performing right now. So something new like that and a classic IP like that coming back, that'll be dope. Like that would be like super dope and fun to have. I'm looking over this list, right? Look, the Star Wars thing is a Star Wars thing. I'm just not a big. I just can't. It ain't really nothing for me to get into. Is that it? Is that it? Yeah. Is that really it? That looks like that. Yeah, that's look like that's really it. But it's cool. I mean, for me, I mean, it doesn't like tickle my fancy.
This is the only dude I know in the world that hears about a Mandalorian MMO. And he says,
Listen. I tried getting into Star Wars, man. It just wasn't. It was never my thing. Like even back in the day, I'm a retro head. Even back in the day when I tried to play like The Empire Strikes Back and all this stuff on Super Nintendo, it just wasn't. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. They, I don't want to say bury it because I don't want to like nobody else to lose out on that experience. But I'm good. Like they won't get my little $10 or whatever it is.
If I hear the word from Hustle, man, it's gonna be devastating to my mental state. All right, so we got another $5 super chat from Drawn TJ Dan Harjeet. That right? Harjeet, did I get it? Harjeet, that's right. Why you got to do Star Wars like that? You gonna answer that?
I did in chat. It's simple. I didn't. Disney did.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, he didn't. Disney did. That's interesting.
They killed it. It's their fault.
Oh, wow. Then we got a member chat. We got Lord Meyerhoof with he sent a message. He's been a member for 8 months. He said Jason confirmed an Xbox reset era form that pretty much that these leaks are not true. Now look, normally I 100% always agree with most of the things that Jason said because he's got a pretty good accurate record. But I do know that Bethesda sometimes is his kryptonite. So
Mhm.
I don't know how realistically, because he got banned from there a long time ago. Now, obviously, some people could be telling him stuff, but a lot of this stuff, I feel like if a bunch of people are saying it's happening and they're hearing it's happening, but just Jason Ronald says no. Now, obviously, Jason Ronald could be right, but we got to see more in terms of what's going on, and we can't just not talk about it. Jason Schreier could easily be right, but these are some big stuff going on, man. Like Elder Scrolls is a huge franchise. That is probably Microsoft's most popular franchise that they own currently is Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
I think that eclipses Halo these days. If we haven't seen one since 2011, I think it has more of a name in gamers than something like Halo. But
I ain't gonna go that far.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that far.
No.
I'm gonna start it.
I think K Mega's right because it's just too big a name. Halo defined the dude bro shooter. It just so that is just a whole genre that people know.
Yeah,
Elder Scrolls is an
show
RPG.
Too.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Halo
it's known
made
for
that TV
gamers
show
too.
They're not going to be a Skyrim TV show.
Yeah, but even if there was,
you
it's not at the same level, right? So
right.
You don't need one.
Halo was a cultural phenomenon because people went and bought Xboxes just to play that game, right? So it was just a thing. So I think it really just comes out there.
At this point, I'm okay with anyone making anything as long as not Paramore.
Yeah, I mean the one that's going to beat them at it, of course, is Call of Duty, right?
Look,
Call of Duty will be that.
They butchered Halo so much, I don't even think I want to pronounce their name right.
Oh man, come on!
I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. Calm down. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start closing these out. You guys know I try to get us up in here out quick as possible because I know people got lives, man. People got lives. So the first one we're going to start with is Hargot Shaneen. Where can people find you at, man? I know you don't got a Twitter.
Nope.
And we gotta fix that because look, man, we are out. I'm willing to come outside the castle known as Twitter to show you where the door is. You got to walk through it though. But I will warn you, Hargy, once you walk in that castle door, they're gonna lock that bitch right when you pass those doors. So when you leave, when you come in, you cannot leave. Well, where can people find you at?
I'll put in the link to my channel. You can go there, and of course, Game On Daily. So I'm often on the Game On Daily Go Live show, and I'll be putting up videos on the Game On Daily YouTube channel as well. So that's where you can find me.
What kind of content you make on your YouTube channel?
In general, as I said in the beginning, it's basically I look at things in an analysis format. I don't really look at the sort of day-to-day news. I try to analyze the industry as a whole, so that's kind of more of my content.
Okay, so definitely go. You put that in the chat once or twice more so people can really see. K Mega,
what up? What's
going on, K Mega?
Man, nothing other than my wife over here. Just keep hitting me up she's like normally that don't happen, but she was over here hitting me up, and I was like, oh my goodness, what's happening? But okay.
She's like, you're not supposed to be on a podcast this time of day.
And she did say that. She was like, what's going on? What? She's like, because she called and I didn't see the call, and then she was like, hey, I'm on a podcast.
You know what it is? She heard that Halo positivity, and she on that phone correcting you.
You know what? She likes the Halo TV show, so
not in my story. So in my story, she doesn't.
So how we do it? We wait till the Halo show comes out, and then we both watch Moon Knight and Halo together. So any way to try to get into the gaming space the much as I can. So it's all good. But yeah, man, appreciate you having me come on. I apologize that I was late, man. Got to take care, got to do life things. Take care of business, but man, I do appreciate the invite, man. Definitely look forward to you having me come back again. Definitely got to get you come on GRG, which is a podcast that I do. It's on Friday nights, 8 p.m. I want to put the link up. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. And I got to get you back on too, man. That was a really fun show having you on. And now knowing your true colors, I'm really going to harass you when you come over there. So
don't worry. I think It's me and what's the young lady's name? Oh my god, I blanked on her name just that quick.
Oh, Rob's
Yes.
a D. Which one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, Rob's a geek. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, because she's a
straight.
Nintendo and a PlayStation fan. So yeah, no,
I got back up. I'm straight.
yeah, yo, you definitely got back up. And then D she'll sometimes jump on because that's a homegirl. So so Ham Solo is in the Insert X-Men. Lord bless us. So, anyway. But thank you guys. Really appreciate it. But yeah, come check out the GRG podcast every Friday night. 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and I think it's 2 a.m. GMT time.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. And I've had a couple of guys overseas to come through, man. Grendel, yeah, he came over, man. It was like 2, and we had a long podcast. It was like 3 hours, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. Man, I said, man, you are a champion. Thank you so much. So I was afraid to ask him if he want to come back on again for that. But yeah, then also do the next podcast, which is on X448's channel. That is going to be tomorrow night on Thursdays at 7 p.m. So check that out. And then I do a thing on Sunday nights called Fight Night Sunday, man, where I play all different types of fighters. Anybody is welcome to come and join. We had a really crazy session of Killer Instinct. It was amazing. And other stuff I do, Devin the Gamer as well. We do that every other week with me and my boy the Don, and that's on my channel as well. So man, yeah, just come and follow me and check me out on Twitter at KMega4, man. It's a blessing. Thank you.
What's going on, Hustle? What you doing, man? I see you making that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle content. You know, any more of that coming along? Now, I will say that we are going to try to get a little bit of that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle co-op thing going on. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It's only 2-player online, correct?
I actually don't know. So I'm hearing it's drop in, drop out co-op, but I also heard from just like different videos that I've been like watching. Somebody said it was 4-player co-op. I don't really know about that, but there is a Game Informer interview with Tribute.emu and I guess Nickelodeon took part in this. They got a whole like layout of it. I don't have GameStop no more, so I mean I don't have a Game Informer no more, but I got to re-sign up for it because I got the GameStop Pro Pass thing, so I just got to log back on. I'm gonna do some research into that, and you actually will see another video after the Kingdom Hearts one about everything that we know so far. So I am doing research on that as we speak. They made it seem like it was 4-player co-op though. They made it seem like that, and these are the same people who did Streets of Rage 4. And if y'all know, if you know, but there was a workaround if you wanted to do the thing for Streets of Rage 4, if you wanted to play online, you just had to do like remote play. So depending, like, if you had everybody on the East Coast, like we all on the East Coast, we can run that, no problem. Friends of the show, Erica's for the win, and Dren Pixel. Dren is in overseas, and Erica's out on the west side. They actually played Streets of Rage, and it ran pretty fine on their live stream. So, I'm hoping, keep my fingers crossed for the same thing twice. So I'm working on that. I'm doing the Kingdom Hearts thing, and that's about it for now. I got one other special thing, but I'm not gonna say too much about that right now. I'm gonna keep y'all waiting. So just follow me wherever, Hustle and Motivate all over the place. And if you see me online, and if you see me playing Halo Infinite, please help me. I just want some help. I'm not asking for much. Just come carry me to victory. We will be all right. I want to thank our guests for joining us, Hargeet, Shani. Hargeet, I'm glad you're in the space, but you got to get on Twitter, dog. Look. This is what I do when I get on Twitter because I'm Mr. Positive. Follow everybody who I follow, and you'll be straight. All the other stuff that you'll see on the joint, I don't see none of that. So I don't know what's going on. I don't see none of that. Okay, Mega. Yeah, I'll be back on your show, man. I'm gonna be back on your show.
Nice.
You know, PlayStation lumps. That's what I'm gonna end up giving you. But it's cool, man. It's cool. It's cool. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming. We really appreciate y'all.
And so we got a $5 super chat from Drawn TJ. Hope you guys are having a great day. Just wanted to show support. Appreciate
Thank you. Thank you, TJ.
Everyone that, even if you didn't super chat, if you like the podcast, definitely hit that like button, man. I love to see that like button go as high as possible. You chatted. It's easier to bounce off of people than it is to you guys keep the people in that chat, man. Sometimes some of you argue with each other, and that's perfectly fine. Just keep it respectful. One thing I want to say is my personal YouTube channel will be restructuring here soon. I'll probably say that on ILP because I'm still getting the fine tooth how exactly I want to do it. So I'll be explaining how that's going to happen Sunday. Now I can't guarantee this is going to happen, but I am planning next week to have Hip Hop Gamer and King David on.
Nice.
Right now, I ain't got the yes from either one of them. But we'll see. If I'm able to get that happen, I'm gonna just sit back and let them go. Because it's gonna be a fun little time, man. I'm gonna make it console-ish because that's what we do best around here.
Hey,
we have fun. Huh?
Can I say one more thing before we go?
Yes.
Now, I normally, and I got this, shout out to Love on One Game, and I actually got this idea from Peep Game, which is a podcast with DallazMan and Baron J67. We got to have them on too, Addict. We definitely got to have them on at some point. Check out Big Cloud. He is doing a one-on-one interview with Tony Polanco over there from the Throwdown Podcast.
Oh, so nice.
Let's go ahead and show him our support, man. Big Cloud.
Is he doing it right now?
No, he will be doing it in a half an hour. So I'm gonna link the channel now.
Shout out to Big Cloud, man. Yeah, he's been on GRG, man. Good dude, man.
Yeah, one of the realest dudes around this joint. He's, some behind the scenes stuff. He literally helped me with my YouTube banner and just a lot of other stuff behind the scenes, man. Him, Blaze, that's my dundo. Shout out to them over there, Solid Cast, and they doing their thing. But let's go ahead and support Big Cloud, yeah. Thank y'all. Let's get them lights up to 130 before we get up out of here. Please, it's 164, y'all. I see y'all. Please hit the like button. And just thank y'all, man. Just the support is overwhelming. Hard geek like you. I came from the comment section too, and I'm just trying to do my thing. And I know how hard it is, but it's cool. Thank y'all both for joining us, man. I always have fun.
It was an honor, man. No doubt, man. No doubt, man. No doubt.
All right, and like I said, man, definitely go follow K Mega and Hard Geek Shani. Good content over there, man. Go follow those.
You can't follow him. He don't got no Twitter, remember?
Man, I said
his YouTube is in there.
Okay. Hold on. Where's it at? So I can go follow.
Hold on. I'll bring it back up.
All right. I see it. I got it right here. I'm following right here.
All right.
Oh yeah.
You guys are funny fellas over here. All right, but appreciate it for coming back. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, it'll be with King David off the ILP and Hip Hop Gamer. Now, it just depends on what Hip Hop can do. King usually, if I give him a couple days heads up, he'll be able to show. And I'm very curious because the last time we had both of them on, it was a very interesting show. But appreciate it for coming through. And until next week, this is the Addict Show, and we out.
Peace.